This is why you need to understand America's journey to becoming a superpower. In 2025, as the President of the United States is re-elected and artificial intelligence continues to revolutionize the world, it's crucial to look back at how it all began. In the early 17th century, brave souls from Europe crossed the vast Atlantic Ocean. They were seeking a new life, filled with hope and opportunity. Many were fleeing religious persecution or economic hardship. These intrepid explorers and settlers established the first 13 colonies along the eastern coast of North America. Life was tough in this new land. They faced harsh winters, unfamiliar terrain, and conflicts with Native American tribes. But the colonists persevered, driven by the promise of freedom and self-governance. The colonists came from diverse backgrounds, bringing with them their unique cultures and traditions. The southern colonies, with their fertile land, developed an economy based on agriculture, particularly tobacco and cotton. The New England colonies, with their rocky soil and abundant forests, turned to fishing, shipbuilding, and trade. These early colonies laid the foundation for a new nation, one built on the principles of hard work, self-reliance, and the pursuit of liberty. As the colonies grew and prospered, tensions with Great Britain began to rise. The British government, burdened by debt from its wars, imposed a series of taxes on the colonies. The colonists, accustomed to self-governance, resented these taxes, which they saw as an infringement on their rights as Englishmen. The cry of "no taxation without representation" rang out through the colonies, reflecting the growing discontent. In 1775, the simmering tensions boiled over into armed conflict. The American Revolutionary War began with the battles of Lexington and Concord. Led by General George Washington, the Continental Army faced a formidable foe in the mighty British Empire. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, the colonists were determined to fight for their freedom. The American Revolution was a long and arduous struggle, but the colonists, inspired by the ideals of liberty and self-determination, emerged victorious. Following their hard-won victory in the Revolutionary War, the newly independent states faced the daunting task of forming a new government. In 1787, delegates from each state convened in Philadelphia for the Constitutional Convention. This historic gathering brought together some of the most brilliant minds of the time, including George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and Benjamin Franklin. The Founding Fathers, as they came to be known, engaged in passionate debates and compromises. They ultimately drafted the United States Constitution, a document that has stood the test of time and served as a model for democracies around the world. The Constitution established a system of government based on the separation of powers, with checks and balances to prevent tyranny. It also enshrined fundamental rights and freedoms for all citizens. The Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, guarantees essential liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press. Despite the lofty ideals enshrined in the Constitution, the issue of slavery cast a long shadow over the young nation. The southern states, heavily reliant on slave labor for their agricultural economy, resisted calls for abolition. In 1860, the election of Abraham Lincoln, who opposed the expansion of slavery, proved to be a turning point. 11 southern states seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. This act of secession ignited the American Civil War, a bloody conflict that pitted brother against brother. The Civil War was a time of immense sacrifice and hardship for the nation. Led by President Lincoln, the Union ultimately prevailed, preserving the Union and ending the institution of slavery. The war had a profound impact on American society, leading to the abolition of slavery and the expansion of civil rights for African Americans. However, the legacy of slavery and racial discrimination continued to cast a long shadow on the nation. Section 5. The Fight for Equality, the Civil Rights Movement. In the decades following the Civil War, African Americans continued to face widespread discrimination and segregation. Despite the promises of equality enshrined in the Constitution, Jim Crow laws in the South enforced racial segregation and denied basic rights to black citizens. It wasn't until the mid-20th century that the civil rights movement gained momentum, challenging these injustices and demanding equal rights for all Americans. Inspired by leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist minister known for his philosophy of nonviolent resistance, the civil rights movement organized boycotts, sit-ins, and peaceful protests to challenge segregation and discrimination. These acts of courage and defiance captured the nation's attention and conscience. Through their unwavering commitment to justice, the civil rights movement achieved significant victories, including the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These landmark laws outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, and guaranteed the right to vote for all citizens. Section 6, Across Distant Shores, America in World War I and II. For much of its early history, the United States adhered to a policy of isolationism, avoiding entanglement in foreign conflicts. However, the 20th century brought about new challenges and responsibilities for America on the world stage. In 1917, after years of neutrality, the United States entered World War I, siding with the Allied powers against Germany and its allies. The entry of American troops into the war proved to be decisive, helping to tip the balance in favor of the Allies. 2 decades later, the world was once again engulfed in war with the outbreak of World War II. The United States, after initially remaining neutral, was drawn into the conflict following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. America's industrial might and military prowess proved to be crucial in defeating the Axis powers. The war had a profound impact on the United States, transforming it into a global superpower and shaping the course of the post-war world. Section 7. The Rise of a Superpower, America on the World Stage. In the aftermath of World War II, the United States emerged as one of the world's 2 superpowers, along with the Soviet Union. The Cold War, a period of intense rivalry and ideological conflict between the 2 superpowers, dominated global politics for decades. The United States played a leading role in shaping the post-war world, promoting democracy, capitalism, and international cooperation. America's economic prosperity, military strength, and technological advancements, including the space race that culminated in the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969, solidified its position as a global leader. The United States also faced numerous challenges during this period, including the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and the Watergate scandal, which tested the nation's resolve and principles. Section 8. Challenges and Opportunities, America in the 21st Century. As the 20th century drew to a close, the United States faced new challenges and opportunities. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War and the emergence of a new world order. The rise of globalization and technological advancements, particularly the internet and the digital revolution, transformed the global landscape, creating new possibilities and challenges for the United States. The tragic events of September 11, 2001, when terrorists attacked the United States, ushered in an era of heightened security concerns and a renewed focus on combating terrorism. The United States also grappled with domestic issues such as economic inequality, political polarization, and climate change. Section 9. The Enduring Dream, America's Legacy. The story of America is an epic journey, filled with triumphs and tragedies, progress and setbacks. From its humble beginnings as a collection of colonies, the United States has evolved into a global superpower, shaping the course of world events for over 2 centuries. America's legacy is complex and multifaceted, marked by both remarkable achievements and enduring challenges. The United States remains a beacon of hope and opportunity for many around the world, a testament to the enduring power of democracy, freedom, and the pursuit of a better tomorrow. As the nation looks to the future, it carries with it the lessons of its past, striving to live up to its founding ideals and address the challenges that lie ahead. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more informative videos.